Hello and welcome back to lesson 2 of the grade 1 music theory course. This time it's on bar lines and time signatures. So we've got a few things we are going to cover this lesson. First of all, we will talk about how music is divided into groups of beats. We will then look at the time signatures which are used to label these groups of beats. And for grade 1, you need to know the time signatures 2/4, 3/4 and 4/4. So we're going to focus exclusively on them. And we'll then look at what these numbers in the time signatures actually mean, so you can understand other time signatures which you come across in the future and in later grades far easier. And finally, we're going to look at how bars and bar lines are used to separate groups of beats according to the time signature. When you listen to music, you will not only hear the pulse or beat of the music, but you will normally hear stronger or weaker beats. You can use these strong and weak beats to group the beats into equal size groups, forming a pattern of beats. These groups of beats are called bars or measures, and the length of these bars can be represented by time signatures. Our time signature looks like this. It is simply two numbers on top of each other. Now it's important to note that time signatures are not fractions and there is no line in between the two numbers. For grade 1, there are three time signatures you need to know about. This is 2/4 time, 3/4 time, and 4/4 time. In each time signature, the top number is the number of beats in each bar, while the bottom number is the type of beat. So we'll go through each of these in turn. So the first time signature we'll look at is 2/4. The top number is a 2, which means 2 beats in a bar. The 4 at the bottom means that each beat is equal to 1 crotchet. So therefore 2/4 time means 2 crotchet beats in a bar. The second time signature is 3/4. The top 3 means 3 beats per bar. The bottom 4 still means that each beat is a crotchet. Therefore 3/4 time is 3 crotchet beats per bar. The last one is 4/4 time. The top 4 means 4 beats per bar. The bottom 4 is again crotchet beats, so therefore 4/4 time is 4 crotchet beats per bar. Bar lines are simply vertical lines that are used to separate each group of beats according to the time signature. We'll demonstrate this by looking at simple examples of each of the three time signatures you need to know about for grade 1. These vertical lines are bar lines and are used to group the beats according to the time signature. All the notes grouped by these bar lines are bars. The time signature is at the start of the extract, and as we can see, it is in 2/4 time. The first note is a crotchet, and the first note always lands on the first beat of the first bar. As we just learned, a time signature 2/4 means that each beat is equal to a crotchet beat. Therefore, the second note is also a crotchet and lands on the second beat of the first bar. As a time signature 2/4 means 2 crotchet beats per bar, the next note therefore lands on the first beat of the second bar. As we learned in the last lesson, a minim is equal to 2 crotchet beats, so therefore the minim takes up 2 beats. Now, because the minim took up 2 crotchet beats, which, according to the time signature, is the length of a bar, the next note, the quaver, occurs on the first beat of the third bar. Now, as we learned in the last lesson, these two quavers are half a beat each. That means combined, they're equal to 1 crotchet beat. This means that the next note, a semiquaver, would land on the second beat of the third bar. And so now we have the entire extract annotated with all the beats annotated. Hopefully you understand this a bit better. If not, we're going to look at two more examples, one in 3/4 time and the last one in 4/4 time. So this extract will be in 3/4 time. You can see once again the time signature is here at the start of the music. As before, the first note lands on the first beat. And in 3/4 time, like before, each beat is equal to 1 crotchet. This means the second beat is the second note, and the third beat is the third note, because all three notes are crotchets. As 3/4 time means 3 crotchet beats per bar, and there being 3 crotchet beats, the next note, therefore, is the first note of the second bar. As this note is a minim, once again, it lasts for 2 beats. Consequently, the next note will land on the third beat. Once again, as each beat lasts a crotchet, and as these 2 quavers are equal to the length of a single crotchet, these 2 notes will last a whole beat. Therefore, the next note after these, a semiquaver, will happen on the first beat of the third bar. Now, 2 semiquavers and 1 quaver are also equal to 1 crotchet beat, which therefore means that after these, the next note will be the second beat. And once more, a crotchet lasts 1 beat, so the last note will be the third beat. And now we're going to look at an extract in 4/4 time. So here's the next extract. Once again, the time signature is at the start of the music. It is 4/4 time, which means 4 crotchet beats per bar. The first note is, as always, the first beat of the bar. As the first 4 notes are all crotchets, and each beat in 4/4 time is equal to 1 crotchet, all 4 of the notes in the first bar land on a beat. Consequently, as there have been 4 crotchets so far, and there are 4 crotchets per bar in 4/4 time, the minim will land on the first beat of the second bar. And as before, the minim lasts 2 beats, meaning the semiquaver will land on the third beat. These 4 semiquavers, as we learned in last lesson, are equal to 1 crotchet beat. This means the quaver will land on the fourth beat. And the same as the last 2 extracts, the 2 quavers are equal to 1 crotchet beat, so the first beat of the final bar will be the crotchet. A crotchet again lasts 1 beat, so the minim will occur on the second beat. The minim lasts 2 beats, so therefore the final note, the crotchet, will land on the fourth beat of the final bar. And now we've annotated all the beats for all 3 extracts. Hopefully you understand the idea behind the time signatures and bar lines a bit better now. One point worth mentioning, however, is that at the end of the extracts is this bar line. This bar line signals the end of a piece, and you need to remember to use it whenever you write music. And now for some final concluding points to round off the lesson. As you may have noticed, each time signature appears only once at the start of the music. This is regardless of whether the music spans 20 lines or just 1. And lastly, there is something called common time, which looks like this. Common time is simply another way of saying 4/4 time. The C does not, however, stand for common time, and it actually originates from an even older style of notation. And that's it for this lesson. As always, thanks for watching. There are free exercises or worksheets alongside written lessons on all the grade 1 topics available at learningmusictheory.co.uk. Please like, comment and subscribe if you found the video useful. It is much appreciated and it really helps me out. See you in the next lesson.